welcome to another virtual dose of vitamin Z. My name is Zara, and I'm here today with Mike from the Amphibian Conservation here at the National Amphibian Conservation Center, and we are inside the Japanese Giant Salamander gallery to learn more about the Japanese salamander. So I'm going to turn the camera around so that you guys can see some of the salamanders hiding all the way back here. You can kind of see them right back here in our screen, and Michael is going to tell us a little more about the giant salamander.
Yeah, so these guys are the second largest amphibian species in the world, only falling short of their close relative, the Chinese giant salamanders. They are native to freshwater streams in Japan, where they spend all of their lives underwater.
All right, so what is their lifespan like?
So these guys are currently around 30. They were captive bred in a zoo in Japan. In the wild, they can live to about 60 to 70, and in captivity, it's thought to about 50 or 60. It's not totally known. We still have a lot to learn, but that's kind of the general thought now.
So how many Japanese giant salamanders are here under our care?
We have 5, so we have 3 males, Bob, Sven, and Dieter, and then we have our 2 females, Helga and Hetsu.
And can you tell them apart, or do they have like different personalities that distinguish them from each other?
Yeah, so they are all relatively calm, but the three males are pretty food motivated. I'd say Bob is kind of the most calm of them, and Sven and Dieter are definitely a lot alike, and that they are definitely the first to kind of go when food is around. They will snap at it first. And our females are kind of more shy. Hetsu is usually always back in one of the two or three caves. Helga will come out more, but she is also pretty shy.
All right, so you mentioned that they were food motivated. Do you guys use that in training with them?
So we have tried, but with these guys being cold-blooded, they actually only eat one or 2 times a week, and because they aren't eating a lot, it's hard to actually capture their behaviors and then motivate them with food. So we are still trying some different things. But these guys are pretty hard to train with.
All right, so I have one right up here, and please excuse the shadows that you're seeing. It's very hard because they are inside a big tank behind glass. So can you talk a little bit about this habitat? I'm actually going to pan around a little bit so you guys can take a look at this habitat. It was recently renovated. Can you talk a little bit about the process of renovating a habitat and how animal care staff play into that role?
Yeah, so this used to be a South American walk-through gallery, and we kind of totally gutted it and turned it into this awesome Japanese giant salamander stream. So animal care staff was able to kind of sit in on meetings and kind of give our input for certain things. They have a lot of natural features, so as you can see, most of them are kind of tucked in that fat cage there. They enjoy sitting in dark caves during the day. And then there's a couple more caves on the far side that they also kind of sit in. And then they have a lot of overhanging rocks, which is some of the natural areas that they would actually breed in.
And then this right here is a fountain, right?
Yeah, so and it's currently off so that we can hear us, but they have a big waterfall that actually helps to aerate water because they like very oxygenated water, so that helps.
So salamanders breathe through their skin, so oxygenated water is really important,
Yep, these
right?
guys do breathe through their skin.
All right, so I got a question from a guest about what they're fed here. Can you talk a little bit about the difference in their diet at the zoo and then here?
Yeah, so we feed them mainly frozen fish that we thaw out for them. We have started feeding them more natural things like crayfish. That's more in line with what their diet would be in the wild. They'd be eating a lot of crabs, a lot of crayfish, a lot of fish, eels, even like smaller mammals or smaller amphibians, basically anything that they can fit in their mouth that kind of swims through the water, they will try and eat.
And you mentioned that there's 3 males and 2 females. Are they breeding? Is they attempt to breed? And can you talk about their conservation status in the wild?
Yeah, so ours have not bred. There's really only one place in Japan, one zoo that has been really successful in breeding them, and that's actually where we have gotten these. It's very hard to mimic their natural water, their natural environment. So we are trying different things every year. Actually, today I had gotten in here earlier with Bruce, the director here, and we ultrasounded the females to kind of keep an eye on how their eggs are looking. In the wild, they would be kind of denning and laying eggs in August and September. So this is kind of their prime time to breed. So we haven't had success yet, but we are hopeful that in the future we will. These guys are in danger in the wild. So if we were able to breed them, that would really help. And possibly in the future, we may even be able to release them back to the wild.
So Japanese giant salamanders in the wild are nocturnal. Is this group nocturnal as well?
Yeah, they are not usually active during the daytime. In general, these salamanders aren't too active, but they are even less active during the daytime. They are kind of ambush hunters, so they will kind of just sit at the bottom of a river and kind of look like a big old rock. That's kind of why they're speckled. And then once a fish or animal swings by, they'll kind of snatch it.
All right, so I do have a few more questions. I wanted to get back to the ultrasound that you mentioned. So you guys obviously do some medical procedures with these guys, like ultrasound and weighing and taking measurements. How does that work with a salamander?
So it's not very easy since these guys are fully aquatic animals and they're quite large. We don't do too much interference with them because every time that you actually pick them up or even take them out of the water, it kind of stresses them out. So with amphibians, it's kind of general to have a hands-off approach to that. So we don't do that too often. I mean, it is important to have those things monitored. So that's why we did that today. But in general, it's only done a couple times each year.
All right, well, you guys are doing an awesome job. I'm going to give it up, see if we have any more questions. Otherwise, we will end this conversation here, and we will let you get back to caring for all the amphibians here at the National Amphibian Conservation Center.
Thanks.